Hello, I've got a question for you. How many games have you played recently that have really changed the gaming industry? Yeah, that hasn't really been anything mind-blowing yet, as most things revolutionary that has happened, it just instantly becomes the norm, and we get bored of it. The original Half-Life was a game to truly give you an experience like no other. Instead of being an extremely strong space marine taking down hell with a chainsaw in the old Doom, or a rogue man taking down Hitler and his army on his own in the first Wolfenstein. In Half-Life, you're simply a physicist who had never hurt a single person in his life, thrown into an extreme situation as he has to deal with all the consequences with only an orange suit to help him. In previous FPS games, the goal was fuck the story, run into a building and shoot everyone. Simple, easy, people liked it. But because Gordon was just a simple scientist, he couldn't do all that. The fact is, Gordon is no one. He has no personality. He doesn't talk, and we know nothing about his past. The only reason Gordon exists is so we can play a role in the story. His actions are ours. Gordon can just be a simple scientist who is late for work, trying to do his best to make up for it, or a real arsehole to everyone around him. Whoever you want Gordon to be, that's who he is. Personally, he's a complete psycho for me, but, you know, that's just me. That's the main reason he's mute. There was also no narrator or title cards. The whole story wasn't explained in dialogue boxes. It was just, you know, shown to you. For example, you didn't know the Marines were bad guys until you saw them shoot the scientists.
At last, thank God you're here.
You saw how the aliens worked before attacking them, because, you know, you saw a scientist succumb to that fate, instead of just a pop-up telling you everything. Instead of a tutorial card freezing your game to tell you that, oh, the army love fucking boom grenades in your face, chucking them at every second you go behind cover. The game just, you know, throws the grenade. At the time, this was revolutionary, and quickly it became more games focused on the narrative, you know, instead of just being little things to go along with the game. As John Carmack put it, story in games, it's like story in porn. It's there, but it's not really needed. Yeah, that quote didn't really age well. This was expanded on in the second game, but not too much. Like, you can't kill everyone you see. The game forces you to be a set hero. And Half-Life 2 was a lot easier, removing that, you know, Gordon was a simple scientist, since he just shot everyone in the way. The Combine were threatening, like, look at these scary fucks. The stuff they could do, just with the sheer power, they took over Earth in 7 hours, for God's sakes. And Gordon, he just has no problem with them. Like, that makes no sense. I mean, like, you could see it was easier. Look at my playtime on both of them, and I didn't even complete Half-Life 1, for God's sakes. It's probably mostly because of Zen. I made it up to that bit, and I just, you know, left. Because it's fucking boring. Now you can just run into rooms and shoot everyone and make it out alive. Simple dimple, easy peasy. But in the first game, you'll just die instantly. The game makes you use your head instead of your lead. Mess it up, and you're dead. It took me like 5 hours to fucking come up with. And it seemed most games went with the Half-Life 2 approach. You're going with the simple style, unless you count games like Dark Souls, because Jesus fucking Christ.
Fuck this shit! Came in this fucking room and everything went fucking bad.
There is only so many times a game can break the boundaries and become something better than a mine occupier, and it seems we've reached that limit. All games just seem like the same Ubisoft radio tower climber. I truly think we've milked the most out of this hobby that we call gaming, and that's why I kind of think gaming is dead. Are you seriously kidding me? What? You know, maybe if you tried any other types of games, you know, other than FPS, Yeah, the same thing applies. You realise that there's only so much stuff you can do. Well, have you tried this? No, of course not. I don't want to watch some shitty YouTube 360 roller coaster and throw up instantly. We're just nowhere near to actually being inside games. Okay, that ain't true. Fine, you know what? Yeah, sure. I'll just pop it on. Yeah.
The song.
Radio 1, stop being gay and come over here. Oh, jeez!
Yeah! The sense of space is awesome. Well, shut the fuck up! What's with the music? You so wait, why? Okay, you went away, right? Right? You did not go! No, you just fucking! Oh my god, that's trippy. It's so weird to actually be able to see them up close. What's he doing? What's he doing? What the fuck?
Okay.
Go!
So, what did you think? I mean, yeah, it is cool for the first bit, but you just see, we're not ready for that type of shit yet. It's just way too much to do. My PCs can't even handle that. Like, you fucking kidding me? No, okay, shit, fuck. Okay, you know what? I'll fix this problem. Don't worry. We are advanced enough, okay? Remember how Half-Life went? The skeletons? They didn't think you could add them into it. It was too advanced, but Valve proved them right. You know what? I'm gonna do the same shit. Come with me, man. Come with me. Okay, hey guys. You know how to make VR games. I need something fucking revolutionary to break the boundaries. Kind of like Half-Life. Can you do that, please? Please, I just need something. Nah, we're just a small team. No way we can pull that off. Okay. Do you realise that VR is the new gateway? You just have to open it up. You have the key, my guy. Come on, it will take ages just to come up with a simple plan for a game that will change everything people have known about video games. Well, just figure something out. Look, come on, we need something. You realise people are losing hope? Look, just experiment. Figure something else. Just lean into what did you say? I was about to say just lean into one direction. Hold up. Stop. Did you say lean? What? You said lean. We love lean. We'll do anything for that. Wait. Is that easy? What about all the fuck that? With the power of lean, this will be fucking simple! Okay, jeez. Here it is. Okay. Okay.
There it is. Lead your hand inside. Yep. Cool. Put it on your head. There you go.
Yeah, when Valve first showed us these controllers, they told us about it and they're like, we're doing virtual hands. And we started looking at them and thinking, we're like, man, that means that we can have like all this like, you know, tactile input with the fingers. You can see everything you're doing. And we quit.
One cool thing I really like about the gun handling is the way your hand can just move everywhere around it. Better grips. Just a little detail.
We realized like we don't want everything to have a one-to-one relationship with your hands, right? So like when you're holding a gun, it can actually rotate and move in your hand. We don't want you to just like parent with your hand, right?
Boneworks. Now, Boneworks is a game made by Stress Level Zero. Obviously a VR game, but what makes this game very special is not just that I have individual fingers, but that the physics system in this game is so meticulously crafted that there's a... That's a good example of it. My backhand opened it.
Boneworks, a VR game that a lot of people have been asking me to play a lot. The Boneworks subroutine operates highly experimental simulated physics.
And we're in.
Boneworks. This is the game I'm going to remember as the holy grail that built the foundations for VR. So right out on the platinum, golden, premium IKEA plate, not that shit, known as VR. Kind of like Half-Life 2 did, back to the FPS genre with the whole interaction system and the physics back in... Wait, when did that game? Holy shit, that's older than me! And it's still more fun and hell of a lot more advanced than most games that come out now. Yes, I'm talking about you. Cyberpunk, Back 4 Blood, Battlefield 2042, Call of Duty Vanguard, GTA Definitive Trilogy, Watch Dogs Legions, Far Cry 6, and many more other shitpiles that came out in the last couple of years. A fair warning before you get excited to play this game, because, you know, it's just that good, you must make sure you're used to VR first. What I mean is, you've gone through the experience of throwing up and everything. You know how moving works, because moving in VR is a bit wonky. You need to get used to it first, as if not, your experience will be ruined by motion sickness, because going into VR for the first time is a lot like learning to walk. I've tested this on my nan, and when I said use the thumbstick to walk, she nodded and walked into a wall. Now just imagine the chaos if I wasn't there to guide her. Nan! Now, you're probably wondering what the fuck that intro was, but that's how I imagine this game was first thought of and created, except, you know, the monkeys weren't a part. Yes, that means Deline what? I did ramble a lot about Half-Life, and you'll see this is pretty much Half-Life. Down to the atmosphere and the scale, and the way the environment tells you what to do, and I love it.
If I go to the raffle, there must be a key. Okay. Now I'm guessing the key for them is in... Yes, okay. I'm figuring this out now. Let's go. Oh. Okay, to the raffle. I knew it. Now we're gonna put it in. And the door works. Hello. Oh, Jesus. Where did he go?
The emptiness and the sort of default Unity texture look really sells the whole virtual OS system, which is the main premise of the game. Right. The reason I think that this game is revolutionary is because Boneworks goes above and beyond what most devs/companies are doing. And when devs do try to make the VR games more immersive, Boneworks just does it better. And to make things better, it's described as a fucking tech demo. Yeah, like a tech demo would look like this. Another thing, the devs said that they hope people look back on this game and think, whoa, this game's kind of shit. They hope that all the new games will just top it in every way possible. So, now, for a short explanation of what Boneworks is, it is a tech demo that pretty much relies on physics entirely. Literally everything is physics based, even enemy attacks are all fucking different. And it just seems so odd. In a good way. So intriguing. You can't really memorize enemy attacks since they're ever so slightly different, causing you to be the first one to punch. Another thing that is physics based is you. Yeah, you heard me right. No more hands or arms going through walls, as it's all solid and weighty. When something heavy hits you, you get knocked. If something pushes you, you get pushed. You're not glued to the floor, perfectly moving at the same speed. You are physical. When you jump, you can see your legs prepare and spring you upwards. No trigger to tell you to jump, the game just has an animation to tell the legs to do that. So you end up jumping and the height is different every time, depending how long you prepare. If you grab onto something that moves at the speed of light, then you'll be thrown into the stratosphere. Ah! Oh fuck! This just makes everything feel real. Half-Life Alyx tricks you to believe you're in City 17 by making it look fantastic. Boneworks tricks you to believe you're in a virtual OS by making it feel fantastic. If any game does both, well, damn, it must be the most immersive game on this planet. Okay, here's an example then. Let me just show you how in-depth it is by comparing Saints and Sinners and Boneworks, which Saints and Sinners, you know, it uses physics as a big driver thing. Like, look at the weapon weight on here. But as you can see, I'm about to show you how shit it is compared to Boneworks. So this is an estimate, but I think around 84 of the shit you can find in Boneworks you can pick up, throw around, attack enemies with. Yeah, it can all be used. In Saints and Sinners, if I put my hand on a wall and walk away, it just snaps back to me. In Boneworks, if my hand is stuck, I'm stuck.
Oh, I can put this in one of those thingies. Whoa, stuck. No, get off, please, please, get up. No, 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 it's stuck to me. Stuck on my phone, get off. Oh, there we go.
Here's a door in the Virgin Saints and Sinners. If I push it, it doesn't open. If I throw something into it, it doesn't open. The only way I can get it to open is by grabbing the handle, pushing or pulling. But in the Chad Boneworks, you can open a door any way you want. Shoot it, door breach, bin, face. If you could do it in real life, you could do it in Boneworks. And I mean pretty much everything in real life you can do in Boneworks. Oh, and quickly, I know a lot of comments will be like,
Can I play this on the quest too? I have a quest too. Can I play this?
well, yes and no. Let me explain. Boneworks is not on the quest, but the sequel named Project 4 will be. Now, we don't know much about this, we just have a couple of screenshots, but I could just imagine the impacts it's gonna have looking at stuff like Saints and Sinners and Blade and Sorcery Nomad, and how big their sales went after releasing on the quest for all the undeveloped embryos to play. I could say that because I was an undeveloped embryo once myself. I'm just undeveloped. But there are also other options for the quest at the moment on AppLab. The Physics Playground, which is free, and Sport Mode, which is like £7. I've played both of these and easily knocked in about 50 hours. And they achieved the same goal, but not to the extent of the real deal. So, let's look at some stuff that makes Boneworks bony. The gameplay is the best bit about Boneworks, as the physics in this game are just as mind-blowing as they were in Half-Life 2. And I know this is the last time I'll mention Half-Life, I'm sorry, I spent like ages on the intro, ages. You can pick up and move any object or person that you see, unless it's really heavy.
Dang, you're heavy.
Even your body is a solid object that you can hit and, you know, actually have to be mindful of. What? And yes, you actually have a full body. It's like that Half-Life, I'll actually just do fucking floaty hands. And it works really well. Interacting with the world around you increases the immersion. I fucked up. And in VR, when the game is really good at immersion, it doesn't feel like a game, but a reality. Crouching is no longer a pain. Well, you know, you'd like have to do it in real life. You bend your back. Ow. No one wants that. Or press a button and snap to the ground. Ew, no one likes that. Instead, you just hold the right stick down, you know, gracefully fall down. You can even go prone for the sneak attack. And use it to fit through tight corners or lift your leg to get over a ledge, because, you know, you can't get over it since your body is physical. All the weapons feel nice to use, but stabbing enemies does feel like they're made out of butter instead of the North London style, which I'm used to because, you know, British. You can pierce right through them without even trying, which does feel strange at first, but the more I kept stabbing things, the more I got used to it, and now I kind of prefer it. The kunai, you can even throw it. The guns feel like guns. That may sound obvious, but if you have ever tried VR shooters like Pavlov or Onward, then you know that most VR guns feel as heavy as a Nintendo Labo gun, if you took out all the tech. So basically fucking cardboard. Wherever your wrist points, the gun instantly follows your movements, continuously locks on your hand, which gives you the feeling that it's made out of paper with a hint of helium, because, you know, paper isn't light enough to describe how it feels. Boneworks combats this problem, literally, with the power of physics making heavy items lag behind and pull your arm down, which sounds like it may be annoying, but it actually works really well. It makes it feel solid, it makes it feel real, like you're in this game, and like, you know, overdoing it like they did in Saints and Sinners. Yeah, it's a good game, but just Boneworks knocks it straight out the water.
Someone's close.
I know Blade and Sorcery did this first. I mean, like, they did it really well, but it's a bit outdated just looking at it now. Like, the enemy attacks just look fucking animation-wise. Like, okay, what did I say? What I meant is, like, they rely too heavily on animations. Kind of like Dying Light 2 did, you know? The physics wouldn't work. But Blade and Sorcery does definitely need a lot of work on its physics engine. Or, you know, it could just be me having too many mods installed. Yeah, I have that problem a lot. But we know the game uses physics for the weapons, but I mean, like, what else is there? How do the guns actually work and feel in your hands? The guns are fantastic. It's one of those things that you can't understand until you try it, kind of like everything else, but it just feels great. Jumping from a ledge and activating slow mode, headshotting every enemy in your path, like grabbing more ammo from your pouch and swiftly knocking out the old ones, causing your guns to kickflip down and land back on your ammo. This may sound impossible to do, but in Boneworks you can do it. Think of something and you can do it in Boneworks. Do you want to scam a vending machine and get some ammo back? Yep, can do that. Want to have an all-out war at the playground like you did back in year 5? Can do that. Do you want to... Okay, that's a bit too far. Fist fighting in Boneworks works alright. Being able to realistically block, punch enemies, you know, counting them, getting into a grapple or just fucking throwing them out. All of these combined makes up a really solid combat system that's fun to fuck around with, but I mean, like, it is still kind of broken. I mean, they're focusing more on that in Project 4, which I hope, because, I mean, I love the combat in this game. But you won't be going hand-to-hand combat that much, because, you know, you'll most likely have a gun or a melee weapon. Okay, so, let's get on the melee weapons. They're just like fist fighting, except a hell of a lot easier. Take out all the counters and shit, and just add punch. That's it, like one hit. So I personally don't use them because, you know, the pro gamer I am. You can even use your guns as melee weapons, and it looks natural, unlike, you know, Saints and Sinners. If you're ever in the heat of battle, you could just smack someone close up to you and finish them off with a quick... Now, we're getting onto the good stuff, which only Boneworks does, and it's the ammo system. Now, in most games, you just go around and kill enemies, take ammo from their guns, and use that ammo to shoot more enemies, and then take the ammo from their guns, and it repeats over and over again. Simple gameplay loop. Now, in Boneworks, you see that you have a lot of ammo. Why do you have a fuck ton of ammo, you may be thinking? How much can I possibly shoot with this much ammo? Well, in Boneworks, ammo isn't just used, you know, only for shooting innocent people. But as your in-game score that you can use to buy in-game items from vending machines that you can use in the sandbox if you find a reclamation bin. And trust me, you're gonna need a lot of ammo. Just look at how expensive the dev weapons are. But in each level, there's ammo scattered around every corner, just itching that feeling that you need to grab everything. And I mean everything. The ammo is also practical. What I mean is you could just throw it out and it stays in there because it's like this weird alternate reality. I don't know, you're in a myth OS, whatever that thing is. It's not real, it's a game, it's meant to be fun. There's different types of ammo. You got heavy and you got light. Light being for stuff like pistols, and heavy being for stuff like ARs or this AR sniper thingy. Now, most of the questions I had while running through the extremely large maps went something like, what the fuck is that? Who's that?
Over here!
Shut up! Fuck that!
Let's go, let's go. Oh. Okay, I'm going back. No.
And most importantly... Yes, this game has jumped me many times. Not the type of jump like Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean, shock. As enemies are sometimes placed right around corners waiting for you so they can attack. The world is filled with marks and writings that kind of remind me of Ratman from Portal.
This is like the Ratman things from Portal 2.
These marks in Boneworks do tell you the story, which I still don't know anything about. I saw a MatPat video seeing it was like linked to the One Duck Season game. Yeah, I don't really care about the story. I love the gameplay. That's what I'm focusing on. No story, just pure gameplay. That's what Boneworks is known for. The maps are very large, but they are very dense with all types of places you can go. Using the power of physics, you can easily traverse over walls, fences, and even buildings. The climbing in this game is very fun and rewarding at the same time. There are no mechanics for climbing except from grabbing onto pipes and ledges, but that's where the physics come in, and it fills the gap up for the most part, but I mean, your legs kind of do nothing. If you learn how to climb quick enough, you can turn it into full-on mirror's edge, jumping from point to point while shooting targets in slow-mo, and there ain't no faults in it, as the maps were designed to be fuckable. The way you use the maps to give you the advantage just feels too cool. Oh. Yeah, like literally, you can create your own saw traps with just the shit you find around the map.
Hello.
Okay, hello Ford. Today, we're going to be making you a saw trap. This trap is called See If You Can Fucking Survive. Oh my god.
Every time I want to have an all-out brawl, I always think, how can I use the environment to my advantage? I could throw them into this wall, punch them down, keep punching, and I could, like, open a vending machine and shove my fellow clone Ford into it. Arthur Ford, yes, that's you, by the way. Yes, or should I say Arthur you? I mentioned this with Half-Life at the start in that super long intro, but Arthur Ford, I would say, represents you better than Gordon, as I don't think an orange suit can help anyone from the alien forces. Now, you wear this cool fucking jumpsuit for jumping around the levels, because why else would they call it a jumpsuit? We can see that Ford has some muscles, but he's not the typical Doomslayer type build, where his arms are built like XXL German sausages. Arthur represents anyone perfectly. He can be an insane psychopath with no weakness, or he can be an adventurer who knows their limits and strays far from the path of getting their arse beat. For me, I'm the overestimated adventurer who sees a problem and decides to find the best way around it without wasting unnecessary amounts of ammo.
How's it going?
This usually ends up with me dying trying to fight the cleanup crew, which, these hologram guys, if you didn't know. You can't shoot the hologram, you can only shoot the metal exoskeleton, which I didn't know. Please, if you're ever going to play that game, take that in mind. You may remember at the start, if you watched the intro, maybe not, but I said I played Gordon like he was a complete psychopath, killing everyone just for little amounts of ammo. You know, a human life, 2 bullets, good deal. That wasn't a joke, kind of was, but that's actually how I played him. But now I've been put into the actual situation myself, I don't know if I can possibly do that. Here's an example. One of the most triumphant levels is right at the end of the game, and it's this massive fucking ladder.
Oh my. Well, I've got to climb up that.
When you look at it on a flat screen, you may think, oh, that looks easy, just hold up. But when the ladder is in front of you, staring down at your mortal soul, you realise that you've been bamboozled your whole life into thinking this shit is easy. Now let's look at another map. The map Warehouse, which is the smallest, but in my opinion, the most replayable maps in the game. Notice how I said one. Yes, they're all replayable as hell. With different ways to approach it, you can either figure out how to open the door and find the battery to get in, smash the window by stacking some random items, or just skip the level like the speedrunners do by jumping over the fence. Like, how do speedrunners do this? Jeez. That's the main thing I love about this game. The devs don't care how you complete it. As long as you're having fun doing it your way, then they're happy with it. Do you want to edit your save file and skip the whole grinding process? Well, on the tutorial on how to do that, the dev literally commented on it and said something like, nice vid, this will definitely help people, or some shit like that. I've been searching and I can't find that comment. Trust me, it exists. But Brandon, he didn't care that you were cheating to get 100% because it would make the game more fun for that person. Yeah, that person ain't me, by the way, definitely. And it's something you don't see very often, sadly. This game doesn't follow the typical go here, do this, big fucking marker, cutscene, radio tower, fuck Ubisoft, man. You are dropped into a level, your weapons disappeared, there is no map or icons to tell you what to do, there is no pop-ups telling you what to do and how to do it. The only objective is to get to the next level, in any way possible, and I mean any way possible, which brings immersion up to the very top since it's pretty much like real life, where you're just given an option, and you can do it in any way you want. This care and attention to the fact that this is a game and not some type of profit, you know, like money machines like most companies do, it's just an enjoyable breath of fresh air. Okay, I'm gonna briefly touch on the sound design, and there's a better video made by someone who actually works on it, but The sound design is the final cherry on top to this masterpiece of a game. The music directly fits with the tone and atmosphere of the game. During my time working on this vid, all the music I've been showing you has been from the games displayed. I had the Half-Life soundtracks playing while talking about Half-Life, Doom music when I was expressing how badass VR is to actually be inside games, and I mixed in Ultra Killed, The Fire Is Gone for the sad parts, but not really sad, because, you know, it's got a nice ring to it. And when I talked about Boneworks, I played the in-game soundtracks, nothing else. When you look at these games and compare the music to the gameplay, it has to give you a feeling and not force it down your throat. Boneworks music represents everything going on during your playtime. When you open up into the museum tutorial, you're brought with a nice harmony before fading into the unknown, then it cuts to leave you wondering, what did that mean? If this game had no music, you'll probably just walk right onto the fun stuff, but the swift music change just completely piques my curiosity, so I had to go check it out. And I found all kinds of crazy stuff. When I was recording, I realised, oh wait, I have to turn music off in this game, and it just felt empty without it. It helped so much, and I never realised. So anyway, what are my conclusions about Boneworks? Boneworks is a tech demo. It still has problems with the whole physics system, but it's my most played VR game and almost my most played game on Steam, like 69 hours, jeez. Every time I put on my headset to have a VR sessions, I always play a bit of Bonework, and it doesn't really get old. To every cobblestone groove on the floor I can run my fingers through, to every wood plank I can smash, and to every Ford I can. Boneworks is something truly magical, and I can't wait till Project 4 comes. The trailer is being planned like right now, I think, and it's going to focus more on melee combat, which has definitely got flaws in Boneworks, like a lot of flaws. So, in conclusion, the bones work and they work well. Just buy the fucking game.